Hey, it's me Samin, and today we are going to solve a lab from PortSwigger. So first you need to come to the website https://portswigger.net. Then you should go to all content, then all topics, and here you can see cross-site scripting. Click all cross-site scripting labs. So today we are going to solve reflected cross-site scripting into HTML context with a nothing encoded. So let's see. So it's saying that this lab contains a simple reflected cross-site scripting vulnerability in the search functionality. To solve the lab, perform a cross-site scripting attack that calls the alert function. So let's access the lab. So before moving any forward, let's understand what is cross-site scripting. So cross-site scripting, or XSS, is basically the ability to execute any arbitrary JavaScript on a user's browser, and by doing that we can get access to the user's session information and authentication associated with the user. So now let's talk about briefly what is reflected cross-site scripting. So basically there are three kinds of cross-site scripting: reflected, stored, and DOM based cross-site scripting. So this one is reflected cross-site scripting. So in reflected cross-site scripting, the malicious script comes from the current HTTP requests. Basically the input gets reflected back in response, and it gets identified as a script block and it gets executed. So now let's look at the lab. So in the description it said it's vulnerable in the search functionality. So basically the goal of the lab is to use the function alert, which basically pops up an alert box. Rather than handling script text correctly, it actually directly injects them in the document and the browser executes the JavaScript. So showing an alert box in the browser is basically a demonstration of how JavaScript can be used to interact with the user on a web page. This basically means that the website is vulnerable to an cross-site scripting attack. So that's first let me write the script, and after that I will explain it to you. So this is our script. So this part of the script basically is an HTML tag, and it's used to embed any JavaScript code into a web page. So it basically tells the web browser to start interpreting and executing the enclosed JavaScript code. And this part alert one, this is basically a JavaScript function. It's basically used to display a pop-up dialog box within a message, and in this case the message is the number 1, and when the code gets executed it will display a pop-up box with the number 1 in it. And this is the closing tag script. This is basically closing HTML tag for the JavaScript code, indicates the JavaScript end of the JavaScript section. So if I now just press this search option, you can see it is showing a pop-up, and in the pop-up it's saying 1. So, and you can see we have solved the lab. So now understand the context of this attack. You could include this as a part of our the URL and send any malicious script to the user, and if the user executes them, click them, the code will get executed. As you can see in the URL that it's a part of the URL, and if you send this URL or any malicious code, and if the user clicks on it, it will get executed, and you will get the user session information or the authentication information. So this was all from me today. Thank you.